So much negativity and uncertainty going in the world today. It's easy to forget your own worth. In this episode, I want to remind you of yourself, of the value. I want to remind you of the value of one important person in your life, and that is you. So let's discuss today how you matter so much. Let's talk. Hi, my name is Maximus Christopher. I'm your favorite online marketing strategist. And in every video, I bring you one strategy that you can use in your business. No BS, no fluff, just straight up strategy. In the podcast, we talk about faith, entrepreneurship, and self-development, of course, and sales and marketing. And today, I actually want to let you know how much you are worth, we live in a world whereby things are happening in the world today. A lot of stuff is going on, and we tend to forget what matters. And what matters more than anything is you. Okay, what matters so much is you. But there's certain things that happen whereby there are things that we want to do, and we connect ourselves with the outcome. So you want to do certain things, and if it doesn't work the way that you're expecting it to work, you tend to see yourself like you're a failure. You tend to see yourself that way because you're connected to the outcome. When you learn to show up and to serve and to do it free, whether or not the world gives you the outcome that you expected, when you start to find that when you start to find enjoyment in the things that you actually do, and you start to you find out that you start to see that actually what you're doing matters. It doesn't matter the outcome that you're expecting. You find out what you're doing matters, and when you enjoy that, when you find out that you show up and you enjoy the things that you do, you find out that it matters and that you matter as well. Because there's certain things that happen. For instance, I remember, there's a lady in my church, and she's having issues with her daughter, and she feels like she doesn't matter. How old? The daughter's like 22, 22 years, I believe, 22. So the question is, all of a sudden, this is someone that you've had good relationship with. All of a sudden, after 21 years, you're having issue with her, and now you feel like you don't matter. Does that even make sense at all? So because, we tend to look at ourselves and say, okay, this thing that I'm doing right now is not working. Are you, you need to understand that there are certain things that are not in your power. Certain things that you have no direct influence over. So when certain things don't go your way, you tend to think, oh man, it's as if I'm a failure. No, you matter. In fact, you need to remind yourself of that. So maybe you went to school, or maybe you have a child that's in school, and the son is not, and your child is not doing well in school. Does that mean that child does not matter? Even if you went to school yourself and you didn't do well, does that mean that you don't matter? Does that mean that you're not going to strive in life? Does that mean that you're not going to thrive? You're not going to become who you want to become? No. But when you allow the outcome to detect the circumstances of your existence, then you fail because you allow an outside force to detect what's going to happen on the inside of you. So maybe you went to university and you did not finish. So does that mean that all your existence is dependent on you finishing your schooling? So does that mean that everything concerning you is nailed to you finishing your school? No. Everything they actually require is in the person that matters the most, and that is you. You matter more than anything. It is you. So when you tend to look at yourself and say, man, this stuff that I want to do, I've not seen what I was expecting. What actually were you expecting? I was talking to someone the other day, and I said, when you have an idea, Actually, there's no gestation period of an idea. You have no idea of when the idea will become a reality. You tend to want to guess. Okay, you tend to say, okay, I've given myself this deadline, and by so and so time, I'll be able to achieve this. And when you get to that point, and you don't get to achieve that which you expected, you feel like you don't matter. You feel like, oh, what I'm doing actually does not make sense, does not matter. No. Go and check successful people and check and read about their lives. You'll be amazed that you've never even scratched what they've gone through. Some people, they've started businesses after businesses, and they tell you it was the 22nd business that succeeded. So they started 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 20. 21 did not succeed. Or the 22nd one. So you're your third one, and you feel, oh man, I don't matter. What I'm doing does not make sense. This thing is not working. Then you move to the next one, or you move to the next one, and say, man, this thing is not working, and I'm a failure. I think I need to go look for a job. Especially when you're an online entrepreneur, I understand how difficult it can be sometimes for you to look at your life and say, it's as if I'm the only one doing this thing. Nothing actually is working for me. No. It's because you're attaching yourself to the outcome. You need to let go of the outcome. It doesn't matter what's going to happen. Okay? You need to look at the process of what's happening. Who are you becoming in the process of you trying to achieve that thing that you want to achieve? That is what matters. You're improving yourself. It's self-development in the first place. You're adding something that you never knew to yourself. You're adding something. Let me tell you something. Years ago, okay, now this is me, okay? There are certain things that I did today. For instance, I can design a website, I can create photos and all that, which I do, okay? But years ago, when I started photography business and I wanted to create a website, I sent someone that I know money in Port Harcourt then, River State, to help me design the website. And I didn't see anything. I mean, the stuff was there and nothing. It was just there, nothing, okay? And I said, God, do this thing for me now. And because I was in Lagos at the time and it was in River State, all I could do was to talk to him on the phone. So what happened? I said, okay, no problem. So I got someone else, a friend of mine. I said, okay, can you help me, redesign the website and just help me? He said, oh, yes, I'll do that. And I sent him money and stories again. So what did I do? I said, man, what is this? So YouTube, I went online and I started reading how to design websites, and I discovered WordPress. I said, okay, let me start doing this. Then I started learning how to do this. Then I started designing. So I had to redesign my website. So I did it. In the process, what happened? I learned how to do it. Then years later, what's happening? I'm not using it for business. Are you getting it? I'm not using it for business. So now I make money from something that I learned because of something that happened. Okay? Because of something that happened. Then I had to learn that way, and I made it work. So also, there are certain things that I did today which are self-taught. But because of something that happened and I forced myself to learn, now what happened? I learned something in the process. Now I became a web designer. I became a funnel creator. I can create funnels. What happened? Because I didn't even attach myself to the outcome. It took me some time to learn, and that is something that I'm using in my business and helping clients with as well. Are you getting it? So these are the things that you need to understand, that you need to detach yourself from the outcome. Detach yourself from the outcome. These are the things that you need to do. So you learn not to allow the outcome dictate how you're going to live your life, because you do matter, not the outcome, you. So when you're doing certain things, what is it that you learn during the process matters. What you're learning during the process, it matters. So you become that person that you're actually supposed to be. No, just imagine if I say, hey, the outcome I expected was what? The website to be designed, and I got angry and I said, this thing is not working, this thing is blah, 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 blah. But what happened? I said, okay, let me learn this thing myself. Since these guys are giving me stories, let me see how difficult this thing is, and I learned it. It took me time, but it wasn't because of the outcome. I didn't touch myself to the outcome, but it was a process I learned as a photographer, and I learned it, and I designed the website, and all of a sudden, hey, can you help me do the same thing? Can you help me do the same thing? Can you help me do the same thing? Oh, yes, I can. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Like Steve Harris said one time, don't ever say no to what your gift can say yes to. I said, yes, I can. So over the years, what happened, I've developed this skill. So also, so I'm letting you know right now that you matter, and don't attach yourself to the outcome, okay, of the event or whatever is it that you're planning, whatever is it that you're expecting to happen. If it doesn't happen that way, you still matter. All right. So I'll see you in tomorrow's podcast episode. And like I always say, success is impacting the world with the investment of your personality. So invest in yourself, because we need you. The world needs you. I'll see you in tomorrow's podcast. Have a wonderful day. God bless you. Thank God.